She had not touched another human being in 264 days. Not because she did not want to, because the last time she did, someone died. And the time before that, Juliette Ferrars has spent so long learning to keep her hands to herself that the distance has become reflex, become skin, become the only way she knows how to exist in a world that has made very clear it does not want her in it. She is 17 years old. She has been in the asylum for almost a year. And she has stopped expecting anything to change. The world outside the asylum walls is not the world anyone remembers. The Reestablishment rose from the collapse of the old order. A new government, a new authority, a new way of organizing a civilization that had broken under the weight of its own failures. They promised stability. They delivered control. The Reestablishment does not ask, decides. And what it has decided about Juliette Ferrars is that she is useful. Not as a person, as a weapon. Her touch is lethal. One brush of her skin against yours and the energy drains from your body. Slowly, completely, without mercy. She cannot turn it off. She has never been able to turn it off. And so the world locked her away, labeled her a monster and forgot she existed. Until the Reestablishment remembered. They sent her a cellmate. His name is Adam Kent. He is 18 years old, dark-haired and broad-shouldered, with warm blue eyes that look at her like she is a person rather than a problem. He was placed in her cell deliberately. She understands this eventually, understands that nothing the Reestablishment does is accidental. But understanding the strategy does not change what happens when Adam looks at her. It does not change the way something in her chest, long frozen, begins very slowly to thaw. And then he touches her. He reaches out and takes her hand and nothing happens. She does not drain him. He does not flinch or fall. He holds her hand in the cold gray light of the asylum cell, and Juliette Ferrars, who has not been touched in 264 days, comes completely undone. She does not know why he is immune to her. She does not know what it means. She only knows that for the first time in as long as she can remember, she is not alone in the particular way that she has always been alone, the way that has nothing to do with the number of people in the room and everything to do with whether any of them can reach you. Adam can reach her. And that changes everything. But the Reestablishment has not sent Adam to be her salvation. They have sent him to report on her. And the man he reports to is Aaron Warner. Warner is 19 years old and he is everything the Reestablishment has built in human form, controlled, precise, ruthless in the particular way of someone who has never needed to be anything else. He is the commander of Sector 45, the youngest sector leader in the Reestablishment's history. He has golden blonde hair and pale green eyes and a face that belongs in a different, gentler story than the one he is living. And he has read Juliette's file 100 times. He does not think she is a monster. He thinks she is extraordinary. This is more frightening than anything else he could have said. Warner wants to use her power as a weapon for the Reestablishment. He wants to take the thing that destroyed her life and put it to work destroying other people's lives, and he wants her to be grateful for the opportunity. He speaks to her about her ability the way no one has ever spoken to her. Not with revulsion, not with fear, but with something that looks almost like admiration. And Juliette does not know what to do with that. She has been called a monster for so long that being called special by someone who means it feels like a different kind of danger. She hates him. She is supposed to hate him. It would be so much simpler if she could only hate him. Warner puts her in a room that is too white and too clean and too quiet. He gives her better food than she has had in a year. He is unfailingly courteous in the particular way of someone who has learned that courtesy is its own form of control. And he tells her things about the world, about the Reestablishment, about what she is, in a voice so measured and careful that she cannot always tell where the truth ends and the strategy begins. She tries to escape. It goes wrong in the way that first escape attempts always go wrong. Not completely, not catastrophically, but enough to show her the edges of her situation. Enough to show her that Warner is always several steps ahead. Enough to show her that the walls of her new prison are less visible than the asylum walls but no less real. Adam is still there. Adam who looks at her like she is worth looking at. Adam whose immunity to her touch is the closest thing to a miracle she has ever been given. She trusts him. She loves him, or something that in the circumstances of her life functions as love, the profound relief of being seen by someone who is not afraid of what they see. She does not yet know the full story of what Adam Kent is. She does not yet know that Warner's story has chapters she has not read. She does not yet know that the world is larger and stranger and more organized around people like her than she has ever been told. For now she knows this. She has a power she has always been told is only destruction. She has a boy who can touch her without dying. She has a commander who looks at her like she is the most interesting problem he has ever been given. And she is beginning, very slowly and against every instinct she has developed for survival, to believe that she might be something other than what she has always been told. The asylum taught her that she was nothing. Warner is trying to teach her that she is a weapon. What neither of them has considered is the possibility that she is neither, that she is a person with a power that is not a punishment, that the story she was handed at birth is not the only story available to her, that the walls they have built around her understanding of herself are as fragile as the walls of the asylum cell she slept in for a year. She does not know this yet. She is 17 years old and she has not been touched in 264 days, and she is only beginning to understand that the world has been lying to her. But the understanding is coming. When Juliette finally escapes, really escapes, not the rehearsal of it but the thing itself, she runs toward the only warmth she has found in a cold world. She runs toward Adam. She runs toward Omega Point, the secret resistance buried underneath the ruins of a city that the Reestablishment has spent years pretending never existed. She runs toward the possibility that she is not alone in what she is, that there are others like her, that the thing she has always been told is a curse might be something else entirely in the right hands. She does not know what she will find there. She does not know that Warner will follow, not to capture her, not this time, not yet, but simply because Warner does not know how to stop thinking about her, because she is the first thing in years that has made his precisely organized world feel uncertain, because the file he has read 100 times is not the same as the person and the person has gotten somewhere inside him that the file never prepared him for. She does not know any of this yet. All she knows is that she is running, and for the first time in her life she is running towards something rather than away from it. The difference between those two directions is everything. Shatter Me is the beginning of a story about a girl who was told she was a monster, and spent a year believing it. It is also the beginning of a story about what happens when someone touches you. Really touches you, reaches past the label and the locked door and the carefully maintained distance, and you discover that you are still there. That the person they tried to erase is still there. Still breathing. Still wanting things. Still capable of feeling the specific warmth of being seen. Juliette Ferrars has not been touched in 264 days. By the last page of this book, that number means something completely different than it did on the first. It is not a perfect book. It is a beginning, and beginnings are always rougher than what comes after. But it is a beginning that earns what follows it.